This week marks a significant shift in our class. We've been exploring the idea of digital photography, mobile photography, and what do we mean when we talk about imaging. Now it's time to start playing with that imaging and manipulate it. So the picture on screen is a great example. It's one of my favorite composite images. It's just a picture of a woman standing on a bench on a beach, but they have added these paper airplanes. And Chris Chrisman is a fantastic Photoshop artist. You necessarily wouldn't know that those paper airplanes were added to this image after the fact. So this to me is a fantastic example of the positive you can do with composite imaging. You're going to play around with this idea of manipulating images. So this week we're focusing solely on how to use Adobe Photoshop. Again, for some of you, this week may be super easy, so maybe it's time to dig into the bag of tricks and play with some of the more advanced features you've been wanting to play with or have been tinkering with and want to get better at. But then for other students, this is time to learn how to use Photoshop to create a simple composite image, and that is taking two different images and combining them in some way to make a composite creation. Take a look ahead. Here's a tip. Look in the image composite discussion thread where you will post your assignment. You will see a composite that I've created. The one that I've created uses specifically 3 images, elements from 2 separate images inserted into a 3rd image to change that image in some way, but try to make it look as realistic as possible. So for those of you who have taken my ITEC 5350 class, this isn't quite the same as what you've done in the past. I changed it up a little bit, so make sure you look at the assignment requirements in the course so that you don't get too far off track with this. With that in mind, let's take a look at our expectations for the week. Use the on-screen navigation to access another section of this week's overview.